Welcome to Charity Village Connects. Today we'll be speaking to the winners of the 2024 Charity Village National Awards. Joining me is Carolyn Saenz, Associate Director, Systems and Infrastructure at East Scarborough Storefront, a Project of Makeway, co-winner of the award for the Best Nonprofit Employers' Contributions to DEI by an organization with under 20 staff. Congratulations, Carolyn.
Thank you. Thank you. We're so honored. Thank you.
Well, why don't we start off by telling our audience just exactly what your organization does and what your mission is, and how you work.
Sure. So East Scarborough Storefront opened in 2001 with a commitment to serving the Kingston, Galloway, Orton Park community, otherwise known as KGO. And KGO is one of the most racially and ethnically diverse communities in Canada, and also the largest First Nation Métis Inuit community outside of downtown Toronto. Our work at Storefront is guided by a community development framework that we call the Connected Community Approach, which focuses on strengthening relationships among people, organizations, and institutions. We call it CCA for short. CCA creates conditions for local solutions to emerge and thrive through collaboration. It is embedded in everything we do, but I'll highlight three key areas. The first is the Service Hub. The Service Hub was one of the first hubs in Toronto to bring a series of social services directly to residents in their community. By bringing free, accessible services like legal advice, youth programming, and settlement support, we reduce barriers, create pathways for individuals to achieve their goals. Grassroots leadership strategies is another area of focus for us. We collaborate with resident leaders and grassroots groups who are civically engaged and deeply committed to this community. By offering them space, capacity building opportunities, and access to resources, we enable leaders to realize their aspirations for KGO. And the other one is community-wide strategies. So we work with larger institutional players as well to strengthen connections and create broader impact. By proactively sharing knowledge, identifying strategies, and aligning efforts, we connect local initiatives to broader strategies. This ensures that KGO is not only a recipient of change, but also an active participant in shaping equitable collective outcomes.
Well, that sounds like a lot. um, I'm curious as to what was it about the Charity Village Awards that made you want to nominate the organization and the work that you do in this area for the award. What was it that was meaningful to you?
Right. So diversity, equity, and inclusion have always been central to everything that we do. But in 2020 and through CCA, we became more intentional about addressing racial justice and tackling systemic inequities. The Storefront's work shows how community-driven, equity-focused approaches can lead to real systemic change. So we wanted to put forward this nomination not just to recognize our efforts, but to also highlight what's possible when we lead with values like power sharing, equity, and collaboration. We hope this nomination inspires others to adopt similar principles and practices in their work. It isn't just a pat on the back for us, it's rather a recognition of the shared leadership across our community with residents, partners, and other stakeholders who have come together to drive meaningful change.
And you may not be aware, but we actually use independent subject matter experts to be our judges for these awards. And I'd love to know what you think about what it was in your nomination that really stood out to the judges.
Right. So our commitment to racial justice likely stood out because it's real, deep, and ongoing commitment that has become, again, everything that we do. Our CCA framework was actually transformed into a playbook as a way to connect with the community and create real impact. It's used by all of our staff. So applying equity and power sharing has meant that we can create this change, not just to address individual issues, but to also influence and transform larger systems. I believe it was our 8-point action plan to tackle anti-Black racism from policy to project design that was also influential. We completed many of the action items listed, such as holding staff learning sessions, which are continuous in nature. It's not just a one-time show. These actions show our commitment to long-term change. It's not short-term fixes. Our hiring practices are also designed to remove barriers from equity-seeking and vulnerable communities. For instance, we value lived experience in candidates. It counts because candidates with lived experience in this sector know exactly what matters to them when connecting to services and support. We offer transparency in salary listings and ensure the post opportunities are available in the local community. These practices help build a workforce that reflects the community we serve and ensures diverse perspectives are represented at every level of the storefront. Our governance as well, governance at the storefront is designed to ensure that residents and people from diverse backgrounds are at the decision-making table. For instance, our steering committee is made up of members who either live in East Scarborough or work closely with the community, ensuring that we're reflecting the diversity of the area and its needs. We've tracked all our progress through an accountability framework. I am a data and eval personnel at the storefront, so this is very true to my heart. We measure key metrics such as percentages of completed action items from our racism, anti-Black racism plan, and we measure staff participation in equity-related learning. These metrics help us stay accountable in our commitments and ensure we're continuing to make progress. So yeah, what sets us apart is this holistic approach that we're taking. We apply all these principles across all facets of our work, from program design to policy development to staff training and governance. It's a comprehensive, baked-in approach, ensuring that every part of what we do is aligned with our values and principles.
And I guess I'd like to wrap up by asking you what it means to you and your organization to have won this award and be recognized in this way for the Charity Village Awards.
Yeah, it definitely validates the progress we've made embedding equity into what we're doing, and it reinforces our vision to create a connected and equitable community. It's not just about what we've accomplished, but we're also holding ourselves accountable, and it's inspiring us to continue driving this real important work, especially as we are now preparing to update and expand our action plan with more of an intersectional lens.
Well, on behalf of Charity Village and the whole team here and the sector itself, we want to say congratulations, Carolyn, for this really impressive win and the contributions that you're making to both DEI within the workplace and within the communities that you serve is really commendable. So, congratulations and enjoy the award.
Thank you. Thank you once again for this honor. Thanks.